As we're starting to dig deeper into this bite-sized Bible series and dig into some of the deep truths of the Bible that have raged as debates between theologians for centuries, that have caused division in the church, my heart through doing that is that we would have a true understanding of what it means to follow Jesus, that we would last the distance and we would be faithful, producing fruit and seeing the kingdom of heaven coming. John's challenge is therefore all the more relevant for us, that we need to produce fruit in keeping with repentance. We need to show by the way we live that we have truly repented and turned to the living God. And we've seen, as we've looked through some of these passages of the New Testament, that God is faithful to his promises. God promises that if we stay connected to him, our eternal security is without question. But if we go through the battle, if we go through hard times as Christians, no one will be able to pluck us away from his hand when we go through those tough times. And we see that for some of the early church, they faced persecution and death. And around the world today, there are Christians being persecuted for their faith and putting to death. And the promises of God about enduring to the end remain true. What about this battle that we face? Why do we struggle with the Christian life? We've already explained that when we become a Christian, we discover we have an enemy, the devil, who prowls around like a roaring lion, who wants to attack us, whose mission is to steal, kill and destroy. And if our eternal destiny is secure, then why does he bother? Why does the enemy make it so hard for us to live the Christian life if our eternal destiny is secure? If he's lost us to the kingdom of heaven, why does he try so hard to attack us? I want to suggest that there's three possible answers to that. The first one is this, that actually he has such a hatred of God and such a hatred of his people that he's just plain nasty, but he's simply trying to harm us because of his hatred for us. That the devil is malicious by his nature. He doesn't punch, he doesn't fight fair, he punches below the belt, he doesn't follow the Queensberry rules, he does what is absolutely evil, horrific, horrid, and he's doing all of this because he wants to stop us enjoying our salvation. He wants to stop us from enjoying that relationship with God because of that hatred that he has. So quite simply, the first answer is he just hates anyone who identifies himself with God. But I think there's a second reason he does it, and he does it as a deterrent to others, that if our eternal destiny is secure, no one can pluck us away, then if we have eternal security, if he attacks us and makes it so unpleasant, he can try and deter other people from finding that eternal security for themselves. If people see that the cost of following Jesus is so high, but actually it brings us into conflict with so many values of the world and so much of the way that the world's going, but actually the devil wants to make it as difficult as possible so that other people go, you know what, I want an easy life. Remember what Jesus said? The highway to hell is broad and the gate is large, and many travel on that journey, because it's a lot easier to travel the devil's road than it is to follow God's road that brings us into conflict.